Let us start the second part, how to solve problems of nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. In this slide, see the various regions for the peaks of protons having different chemical environment. See, when a proton linked to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom, its peak appears in between 1.1 to 1.5. Then, when a set of proton attached to the carbonyl group, means when a set of proton attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom, then the peak for that proton appears in the del region 1.5 to 2.5 ppm. When it is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, the peak appear in between 2.5 to 4.5. The proton of alkene, that is proton when attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom, its peak appears in between the region 4.5 to 6.5 ppm. All the aromatic protons appears in the region 6.5 to 8 del ppm, and the proton of aldehyde and the carboxylic acid gives their peaks in the region 9 to 12 del ppm, means with increasing de-shielding effect. As we move from 0 to 12, its de-shielding effect increases, and as we move from 12 to 0, its shielding effect increases. While solving the problem, we should know these values. Now see, effect on chemical shift with electronegativity. As electronegativity increases, its chemical shift value increases. See the chemical shift value for the methyl iodide, it is 2.1 ppm. While that of for the set of methyl fluoride, the chemical shift value is 4.2 ppm. Means chemical shift value increases with increase in the electronegativity. Now, when a set of proton attached to the directly linked to the electronegative element oxygen, nitrogen, its chemical shift value also increases with increase in electronegativity. See, when CH3 methyl group is directly linked to the oxygen atom, that is methoxy group, its chemical shift value is 3.7 ppm. While when CH3 is directly linked to the nitrogen atom, its chemical value is 2.2 ppm. When CH3 linked to the carbon atom, which is less electronegative than nitrogen and oxygen, its chemical shift value also decreases, that is 0.9 ppm. And the third effect, that is effect of alkyl group substituent or the electron donating groups on the value of chemical shift. When one alkyl group or when a set of proton attached to the one alkyl group, its chemical shift value ranges from 0.7 to 1.3. When a set of proton attached to the secondary carbon atom with two electron donating alkyl groups, its value ranges from 1.2 to 1.4. And the chemical shift value for a proton attached to the tertiary carbon atom having 3 electron donating alkyl groups, its value ranges from 1.4 to 1.7 ppm. We should know this value while solving the problem. The information from spectrum, which information we get from the NMR spectrum? The first information is the number of signals. The total number of signals on the NMR scale gives an idea about the total number of types of how many types of protons present in our compound. The position of the signals gives an idea about the types of protons or the electronic environment of that particular proton. For example, the aromatic protons gives their peaks in the region 6.5 to 8. If our sample compound gives their spectrum in between the region 6.5 to 8, it clearly indicates that aromatic proton present in our compound. The third information is the intensity of signal. The height of signal gives an idea about the number of protons for that particular type. And the last point is the splitting of signal into several peaks. It gives an idea about the environment of proton with respect to other nearby proton, with respect to the neighboring proton. The next important point is the equivalent proton. The protons having same chemical environment, identical chemical environment, are called as the equivalent protons. In ethane, both the methyl groups have same chemical environment and hence this compound contains one set of protons, or this compound gives a singlet on the NMR scale. One singlet. In second compound, 1,2-dichloroethane, both the CH2 groups having similar chemical environment and hence this compound contains one set of proton, and this compound gives only one singlet on the NMR scale with intensity of 4 proton. In the third example, both the terminal methyl groups are equivalent and this middle CH2 group is non-equivalent. So there are two sets of protons in this compound. In this paraxylene, here both the methyl groups are equivalent and all the 4 hydrogen atoms of aromatic ring, all the 4 hydrogen atoms ortho to this CH3 having similar chemical environment and hence are of same group, same set. Hence in this compound there are two sets of compound. This compound gives two signals on the NMR scale. And the last, in diethyl ether, there are two sets of compound. Both the methyl groups are equivalent and both the CH2 groups are equivalent. Now, second point is non-equivalent protons. While solving problem, we should know the equivalent protons and the non-equivalent proton. In first example, 1,2-dichloropropane, there are three sets of protons. See here. All the three sets of protons having different chemical environment and hence this compound gives three signals on the NMR scale with different intensity. In 1-bromo-2-chloroethane, both the CH2 groups are non-equivalent and gives two signals on the NMR scale. In propene, see here. This is interesting example. Here see, both the hydrogen atoms of CH2 are non-equivalent because due to the double bond it restricts free rotation of carbon-carbon double bond and hence all the three hydrogen atoms having their fixed position and having their fixed chemical environment and hence all these three hydrogen atoms are non-equivalent. We get four sets of protons in this propene and four signal on the NMR scale. In parachlorophenol, there are three sets of protons. The protons ortho to chlorine atoms having different chemical environment and hence are of same set. The protons ortho to the hydroxyl group having different chemical environment and the proton directly linked to the oxygen atoms are of different kind and hence this compound contains three sets of protons and this compound gives three signals on the NMR spectrum. Now the next important point is the intensity of signal. The height of signal gives an idea about the total number of protons for that particular set. Here see, in this xylene, two methyl groups are identical and gives singlet and four protons of aromatic rings are same and gives singlet. So for A set there are four hydrogen atoms and for B set there are 6 hydrogen atoms. See the signals on the NMR scale. The first signal related to the A set having intensity height of 6 hydrogen atoms, it clearly indicates the 2 methyl group, while the second signal gives an idea about the 4 hydrogen atoms. Its height clearly indicates 4 mm indicates the total number 4 hydrogen atoms of aromatic ring. Means from intensity of signal we get an idea about the total number of protons for that particular type. The next important point is the spin-spin splitting for the hydrogen atom. Splitting of an NMR signal into sets of peak by the influence of neighboring non-equivalent hydrogen atom gives an idea about the chemical environment on the neighboring carbon atom or the adjacent carbon atom. For example, let us see here. There are two rules to calculate the multiplicity for a singlet for that set of proton. The first rule is the n plus 1 rule and the second rule is Na plus 1 into Nc plus 1. N plus 1 rule is applicable when the n hydrogen non-equivalents to it are equivalent among themselves on the same or adjacent carbon atom. Means when only one set of equivalent set of hydrogen atoms adjacent to the our proton, we use this n plus 1 rule, and when two different sets of non-equivalent protons are adjacent to the original set, then we can apply that second rule, that is Na plus 1 into the Nc plus 1. Now see here in this example 1,3-dichloropropane. Here both the CH2 groups, terminal CH2 groups are equivalent, having same chemical environment, though linked to the electronegative chlorine atom. So there are two sets A and B. Now let us calculate. Here rule n plus 1 is applicable because both the sets having similar or same kind of non-equivalent set of proton adjacent. Now see, number of lines for HB set. HB set equals to Na plus 1. Na means number of A set of protons. 2 plus 1 we get triplet for HB, and number of lines for HA set of proton equals to Nb plus 1. The total number of Nb protons are 4. See here 2 plus 2. So 4 plus 1 we get pentate for the HA set of proton. Here there are two types of spectra, low resolution spectra and the high resolution spectra. In low resolution spectra, we get singlet. Though there are two sets of protons in this compound, we get two singlet A and B with intensity height of 2 hydrogen atoms for A set and 4 hydrogen atoms for the B set. But in high resolution spectra, we get the multiplets for that singlet. High resolution means when we magnify this singlet, we can clearly see the multiplets for that particular peak. See, A peak divided into the 5 multiplets and B peak get divided into the triplet as we calculated in the formula, from the formula. Now, while solving problem, first gives the equivalent and non-equivalent set of protons. Then second point is the calculate the total number of lines for that each set. Then third point is the give its low resolution spectra, and fourth point is mention its high resolution spectra with its multiplicities. And it is better to give its chemical shift values also, if it is possible. Now let us move toward the second problem. Ethyl chloride. In ethyl chloride, there are two sets of proton, set A and set B. We get triplet for A set and we get quartet for the B set. Now see, as there are two types of protons, there are two peaks present on the low resolution spectra, set A and set B, with intensity height of 3 hydrogen atom and 2 hydrogen atom. Triplet and quartet in the high resolution spectrum. for that respective peaks. Third example is 1-bromopropane. In this, now see in this example, there are three sets of proton A, B and C. Now see the difference in both the CH2 group. Both the CH2 groups are non-equivalent, having different chemical environment. And the main difference is, to the C set of CH2, only one type of neighboring non-equivalent set is present. So we can apply here n+1 rule. But for the B set of CH2 here, it is in between the two different non-equivalent neighboring set of protons. So here we are going to apply Na+1 into Nc+1 second rule. Now see the number of lines or multiplets for the HB set of proton equals to Na+1 into Nc+1, where number of A set of protons are 3 plus 1, 4 and Nc set of proton 2 plus 1, 3. Means we get 12 lines for the B set of protons. We can call it as the multiplet. And number of lines for A set of proton triplet, and number of lines for C set of proton, it is also triplet, 2 plus 1, Nb plus 1, and here also Nb plus 1. Now see, on the low resolution spectrum we get 3 lines for A, B and C. These 3 lines get divided into the A divided into the triplet, B into the multiplets and C into the triplet. Here remember one thing, though we get 12 lines for the B set of proton, but these 12 lines are not distinct on the NMR scale because there may be a possibility of overlapping of these lines. And this upper curve is the intensity of that particular signal. From that intensity, we can calculate the number of protons for that particular set. Now let us see next interesting example, 1,1,2-tribromoethane. In this example, rule first is applicable, that is 1n+1. There are two sets of protons, CH2A and CHB. The number of lines for HA set we get doublet and for HB set we get triplet. See here on the high resolution spectrum, doublet for A set of proton and triplet for B set of protons. In this slide, why we use this n+1 rule and Na+1 into Nc+1 rule for the calculation of multiplicity of singlet. This is the reason. See here, why we use here n+1 rule and why we get doublet for A set of proton and triplet for B set of proton by calculating that n+1 rule. See here, A set of protons CH2, its neighboring carbon atom having only one hydrogen atoms, which is non-equivalent. The nuclei of this CH2 set couples with the spin-off nuclei, non-equivalent nuclei of adjacent hydrogen atom. Only one nuclei is present, and hence the possible spin orientation of one nuclei are like this. So there are only two possible spin orientation of this CH nuclei, and hence we get doublet for this CH2 proton in equal intensity ratio. See here, doublet 1:1 ratio. While when we consider this CHB set of protons, CH proton, there are two non-equivalent hydrogen atoms adjacent to it. These two nuclei, see here, the possible spin orientation of these two nuclei are like this. In the middle line, there are two possible spin orientation. So there are total 4 possible spin orientation like this, and we get triplet for this CH proton due to this possible spin orientation. But the spin or the intensity ratio is different here because there are two spin orientation for the middle peak. See here. So we get signal ratio in 1:2:1 in this ratio. This triplet having intensity or ratio 1:2:1 due to this possible spin orientation of CH2 protons. This is the reason why we use this n+1 rule. Why we get doublet for CH2 set of proton and triplet for CH set of proton in the intensity ratio 1:1 for CH2 and 1:2:1 for CH set of proton. The second example, ethanol. Here in ethanol, when hydrogen atom attached to the heteroatom oxygen, it does not undergo spin-spin splitting. So for there are three sets of proton A, B and C, and here though that C set of proton does not undergo spin-spin splitting with the adjacent carbon atom, adjacent proton, here rule first n+1 rule is applicable. So the number of lines for H set of protons 3, the number of lines for B set of protons 4 quartet, and the number of lines for C set of proton, which is directly linked to the oxygen atom, we get a broad singlet or singlet. See here, there are 3 lines on the low resolution spectrum, 3 singlets on the low resolution spectrum, and these singlets divided into the multiplets, CH3 into triplet, CH2 into quartet, and OH into broad singlet at del 5.3. Here, now we are going to solve the various problems related to the university question paper. The first problem, how will you distinguish these two isomers, 1,1-dibromoethane and 1,2-dibromoethane with the help of NMR? In 1,1-dibromoethane, first example, there are two kinds of proton A and B. The number of lines for A set of protons we get doublet due to Nb+1. The total number of Nb protons are 1. So 1 plus 1 we get doublet. And for A set of proton we get quartet here. While in case of 1,2-dibromoethane, there are both the CH2 groups having same chemical environment and hence one singlet. This compound gives only one singlet on the NMR scale. In this way we can differentiate both the compounds. In 1-bromoethane, there are two sets of protons. For A set we get triplet and for B set we get quartet, that is Na+1. Yet the number of Na protons are 3 plus 1, we get 4 lines for the B set. By solving this problem, first gives the number of total types of protons, equivalent and non-equivalent protons, then gives its multiplicity, and if it is possible give its chemical shift values. Now these problems are also related to the university questions papers. How will you distinguish following compounds on the basis of NMR? Now see, how will you distinguish this dimethyl ether from ethanol? In dimethyl ether, there are both the methyl groups are having the same chemical environment. There is only one set of protons and we get singlet for both the methyl groups at del 3.2 ppm with intensity of 6 proton. While in ethanol there are 3 sets of protons, set A, B and C. For set A, we get triplet at del 1.9. For B set of proton, we get quartet at del 3.7. And for C set of proton, we get singlet at del 5.1 to 5.4, broad singlet. Here, remember one thing, the proton of oxygen atom does not interact with the proton adjacent proton. Let us consider the second example, that is acetone. How will you distinguish acetone with the acetaldehyde? In acetone, see, both the methyl groups are equivalent, so we get only singlet on the NMR scale at del 2.1 with intensity height of 6 proton. That singlet gives the intensity height of 6 hydrogen atoms. While in acetaldehyde, see here, there are two sets of protons, CH3 and then second one is the CH. For CH3, the number of lines equals to NB plus 1. The NB means total number of NB protons are 1. 1 plus 1 we get doublet at del 2.4 for A set of proton or for CH3. And for B set of proton we get Na plus 1, that is 3 plus 1 quartet at del 9.3. In this way we can distinguish acetone from acetaldehyde. Now let us move toward the third example, 1-bromopropane and 2-bromopropane. How will you distinguish these two compounds on the basis of NMR? See friends here, 1-bromopropane, there are three sets of protons. Both the CH2 groups are different because one CH2 is linked to the bromine and another CH2 is linked to the CH3 as well as CH2. So there are three sets of proton in 1-bromopropane and two sets of protons in 2-bromopropane because both the CH3 groups are having the same chemical environment in 2-bromopropane. So there are two sets of protons. Now let us see the number of multiplets for each set. In N-propyl bromide, there are three sets of hydrogen atoms. For A set, we get triplet NB plus 1. 2 plus 1, we get triplet at del 0.9. For B set, by using second rule, that is Na plus 1 into Nc plus 1. That is 4 into 3, we get total 12 lines at del 1.8. And for C set of proton, we get triplet at del 3.5. In 2-bromopropane, set A gives doublet with intensity height of 6 hydrogen atom at del 1.13. While for B set of proton, it gives septate with intensity height of 2 hydrogen atoms. By using equation Na plus 1, the total number of Na protons are 6. 6 plus 1, 7. We get septate at del 3.2. In this way, we can distinguish these two compounds on the basis of NMR. The next compounds. How will you distinguish both these compounds? See here. First compound, the total number of sets. There are three sets of protons. Both these CH3 groups are equivalent, having same chemical environment. We mark it by the A letter A. CH group is B and CH3 set is C. There are three sets of protons in first compound and three sets of compound in second compound also. This is interesting example. Now see here, for A set of compounds in first compound, for A set of proton we get doublet, for B set of proton we get septate, and for C set of proton we get singlet at del 2.3 in first compound. In second compound, for A set of proton we get doublet, for B set of proton we get septate, and for C set of proton we get singlet. See here, the interesting thing is for both the compound we get same multiplets. For A doublet, for B septate, and for C singlet. Then how can we distinguish both the compounds? Here it is necessary to give the chemical shift value for the C set of proton. In first compound, the peak for the C set of proton appears at del 2.3. While in second compound, the peak for the C set of proton, that is the proton of COH group, it appears at del 11.4. as we see earlier, that the proton of aldehyde and carboxylic acid appears in between 9 to 11 on the NMR scale. Next example, phenyl bromide and ethylene. See, how will you distinguish these two compounds? As bromine attached to the carbon atom of ethylene in phenyl bromide, all the three hydrogen atoms are of different types, because all the three hydrogen atoms having different chemical environment due to the double bond, restriction of double bond, and hence all the three hydrogen atoms are different. So the number of lines for HA set of proton equals to Nb plus 1 into Nc plus 1, 4 lines. For B Hb protons also we get 4 lines, that is Na plus 1 into Nc plus 1, and for C set of proton we get 4 lines also, a different chemical shift. While in second compound, in ethylene, all the 4 hydrogen atoms having the same chemical environment and hence are of same kind. So we get only singlet for this second compound at del 5.4. In this way we can distinguish both the compound using NMR. The third example, next problem. See, in first compound, now calculate total number of protons. How many sets of protons here? Both the CH3 groups are equivalent, A set. Then CH group, B set, and CH2 group of proton is C set, because all these three sets having different chemical environment. And in second compound, as bromine linked to the B set of proton, there are 4 types of protons, A, B, C and D. All the 4 carbon having different chemical environment, and hence all the 4 hydrogen atoms, all the 4 types of hydrogen atoms linked to these carbon atoms are of different kinds. So there are 4 sets of protons in 2-bromo-butane. Now see the number of lines for each set. In compound 1, set A gives doublet, set B gives septet, and set C gives singlet. In compound 2, that is in 2-bromo-butane, set A gives doublet on the NMR scale, set B gives 12 lines. How B gives 12 lines? Set B equals to Nb plus 1 into Nd plus 1. The total number of Nb protons are, the total number of, here there is correction, see here. Is it right to write here Nb? No. We are calculating the number of lines for Nb set of protons. So instead of Nb, here there should be Na, means for set of the number of lines for B set of protons equals to Na plus 1 into Nc plus 1. Here is one correction, see here. For the number of lines for B set of protons equals to Na plus 1 into Nc plus 1, means 4 into 3. We get total 12 lines for the set B. Now the total number of lines for C set of protons. For C set of protons, Nb plus 1 into Nd plus 1. The total number of lines for Nb, the total number of protons, Nb equals to 1 plus 1, 2, and Nd 3 plus 1, 4, means we get total 8 lines multiplets for C set of protons, and D, for D we get triplet. In this way we can distinguish both these compounds. The next example, in tertiary butyl bromide, how can you distinguish both these two compounds? In tertiary butyl bromide, all the methyl groups or the CH3 groups are identical, having same chemical environment, and hence gives singlet at del 1.9. While in second compound, both the methyl groups are equivalent. There are three sets of protons A, B and C. For A set, we get doublet, for B set we get multiplet, and for C set we get doublet. The next example, next problem. How will you differentiate methyl cyanide and ethyl cyanide? In methyl cyanide we get only one peak, one singlet at del 2 ppm with intensity height of 3 proton, and in ethyl cyanide we get two peaks, set A and set B. For set A we get triplet at del 2.3, and for set B we get quartet at del 1.4. The next questions: how many signals do you expect for the following compounds? While solving this problem, first we will have to mention the total sets of protons present in our compound. Second, gives its multiplicity, and third point is the, if possible, give its chemical shift value. In this compound there are three sets of proton A, B and C. Set A gives singlet at del 2.1 ppm, while the methyl proton attached to the oxygen atom directly linked to the oxygen atom, and hence the peak for this methyl proton is deshielded with multiplicity of quartet at 3.5 ppm. And the C set of proton, for C set of proton we get triplet at del 1.3 ppm. The triplet is due to the adjacent methylene group. You can use the you can write that n plus 1 rule here. I have given here directly values of that multiplicity, but you should give the you should calculate those multiplicity by using that particular equation, that n plus 1. The second example, 1,2-dimethoxyethane. In this 1,2-dimethoxyethane, there are two sets of protons, set A middle CH2 having same chemical environment, and set B, that is methoxy group, having the same chemical environment. Here interesting fact is that which set having more deshielded value for the peak, whether methoxy OCH3 group is more deshielded or the A set is more deshielded. Both the CH2 groups are more deshielded, because though methyl group is directly attached to the oxygen atom and CH2 group is directly attached to the oxygen atom, but both the CH2 groups are secondary, and hence the peak for A set of proton is more deshielded. Now see here, for methoxy group we get singlet, and for methyl group also we get singlet. The first singlet will appear, or the singlet for the A set of proton with intensity height of 4 hydrogen atoms appears at del 3.4, and for the CH3 both the CH3 or the methoxy group, that singlet appears at del 3.2. These are the problems related to the university questions paper. First, let us discuss these problems also. is a tetramethylsilane selected as an internal standard reference in NMR spectroscopy. Tetramethylsilane is volatile and easily removable. First point. Second point, it is inert and does not react with the sample compound. Third point, as silicon is less electronegative than carbon and hydrogen, and all the 4 methyl groups are equivalent, gives singlet. These singlets appear more shielded as compared to the organic protons. Means the singlet of this tetramethylsilane does not interfere with the uh, peaks of organic compounds. So tetramethylsilane is used as an internal standard, and also give the structure of tetramethylsilane. The second question, explain in brief shielding and de-shielding effect in NMR spectroscopy. While writing the answer of shielding and de-shielding effect, mention the formation of induced magnetic field due to the circulation of pi electrons. There is a formation of secondary magnetic field, that is induced magnetic field in benzene or ethylene or acetylene compound. This induced magnetic field, when aligns with the applied magnetic field, then the field felt by these protons are more, and hence the peak for these protons appears in the more de-shielded region at higher chemical shift value. While when the induced magnetic field opposes the applied magnetic field, then the field felt by this proton, which appears in this region, shielded zone, we call that region as the shielded zone, it is less, and hence the chemical shift value for that particular protons is less, and this effect is called as the shielding effect, and also gives this effect with respect to the example. Take benzene is the interesting example for this anisotropic effect or shielding and de-shielding effect. Now the next point in shielding and de-shielding effect is the electronegativity effect and the electron releasing group effect. Also mention their examples, that is for give example for electronegativity effect, and third point is the alkyl donating group. The third problem is define and explain equivalent protons and non-equivalent proton. The protons having same chemical environment are called as the equivalent proton, and the proton having different chemical environment are called as the non-equivalent proton. Mention its example. What is chemical shift? Explain the cause of chemical shift. Write the approximate chemical shift values for aromatic proton and the aldehydic proton. The peak appears, or the difference between the peak in part per million, that is ppm, of a sample compound with respect to the tetramethylsilane peak on the NMR scale. It is called as the chemical shift value for that particular peak. Then cause of chemical shift. Three factors. Chemical shift, that is first as we discuss in the shielding and de-shielding effect. First point is the anisotropic effect, second point is the electronegativity effect, and third point is the effect of alkyl or the electron donating groups or the alkyl substituents. Explain all these three effects and the approximate chemical shift value for aromatic proton. The aromatic proton gives their peaks in between 6.5 to 8 del ppm, while that of aldehydic proton gives their peaks in between 10 to 12 del ppm. The next question is explain spin-spin splitting with suitable example. Explain this spin-spin splitting and give its both the rule, that is n plus 1 rule, na plus 1 into nc plus 1 with suitable example. And last point is the anisotropic effect with suitable example, which we discussed this effect in the shielding and de-shielding effect. Uh, Benzene is the most interesting examples of anisotropic effect, in which the main point in anisotropic effect is the de-shielding zone and the shielding zone. De-shielding zone is where induced magnetic field reinforces the applied magnetic field, and the shielded zone is the region where, or the zone where, induced magnetic field opposes the applied magnetic field. When proton comes in de-shielding zone, it gives higher chemical shift value, and when proton comes in the shielded zone, its chemical shift value is lower. These are the applications of NMR in organic chemistry. By observing all these points, by considering all these points, we are now able to give the application of NMR. Applications of NMRs are: from the NMR spectrum, we can get an idea about the electronic environment of proton. If proton is aromatic, it appears in the region from 6.5 to 8 del ppm. If aldehydic and carboxylic protons appears at del value from 9 to 12 ppm, means the when proton linked to the alkene, it's appear from 5 to 6 del ppm, means from NMR spectrum we can get an idea about the uh, electronic environment of the proton. Then we can calculate the total number of protons for each set, means we can calculate the total number of each kind of proton from the NMR. Then the peak of OH and NH2 can be identified from the NMR spectrum. One interesting fact is that when we react our compound with D2, the peak of that OH or NH2 disappears, because that hydrogen atoms of OH and NH2 get replaced by the deuterium D. So that peak disappear, means we can get clearly idea by exchanging with D2O, we can get the idea of the peak of OH and NH2 by exchanging it with the D2O. This is the most interesting fact related to the NMR of hydroxy or amino compounds. And the main important of NMR, it is also useful in medical field also. MRI, which are useful in medical field. These are the reference. We can use this book for this topic. Thank you.